Oh, yeah, pipe smokers. Yeah. I'm Paul Gilson, and this is the Paul Gilson YouTube channel, aka Paul the Pipe Guy. Yeah. So, yeah, we're going to have our Friday night smoke together. This Jacobs Latakia. That blend is from 1983. It was dry as a bone. You saw how I emptied the entire container out, put a couple of these rehydration buttons, which, by the way, some people were asking, where do I get those? You get, just look under rehydration buttons or hydration buttons. You can get them on Amazon. They're the size of a quarter. You soak them in only distilled water for, I don't know, I soak them for a half hour, but I always keep a bunch of them in the distilled water. And you may ask, why when you take it out, do you like shake it off? The reason why I do that, I don't want standing water on the outside of this rehydration button, because even though I'm using distilled water, if there's excess water, it can create mold. All right. What I want is I want a dry button. The internal is totally saturated with only distilled water. So then there's nothing but vapor coming out of it, and the tobacco soaks it up. So we put a couple in the bottom here, then put a couple in the middle here, a couple on the top. We did that a couple of times. And like I said, this blend is from 1983. It's 41 years old. Jacobs Latakia. You can't even get it anywhere. Some guy had 1,000,000 tins of it, and my buddy Isaac, the novice piper, bought a bunch of them and sent me one. Thank you, Isaac. Ah, see, now it's perfectly rehydrated. So what I did is I did exactly what I told you. Then I emptied it all out into a big bowl, stainless steel clean bowl. Kind of mixed it up, put it back in here, and I let it sit for 2 days just so the drier portions could absorb. Basically, I let the tobacco rest. So everything now, this tobacco is, I'm not going to have like a dry spot or a wet spot. So yeah, we're going to start something on fire here. I've got my 1997 Stanwell Pipe of the Year. Yeah, and that baby smokes great. We're going to load her up and we'll be right back. We're going to start it on fire. Alrighty, so we're back. So cheers, yeah? Haha. I don't even need to tell you guys to grab your favorite pipe blend, whatever. So you've got this beautiful Stanwell Pipe of the Year 1997, and it's loaded up with some rehydrated, almost 42-year-old tobacco called Jacobs Latakia. The thing I noticed about this, on this side it shows what depicts Jesus Christ, and it shows a ladder, so it's kind of like Jacob's ladder, But let's set it on fire. Here we go. Oh. I've never smoked 41-year-old tobacco. So far on the char light, it's real smooth but very Latakia rich. Oh, man. Wow. That's strong. That blend is really, you might as well say, irreplaceable. Where are you going to get that? You know, you're not. Somebody asked me, where can I get some of it? I said, well, good luck. Oh, man, this blend is so good. So thank God it's Friday. Got Saturday and Sunday off. It's getting colder. I think we'll buzz the lawn off, mow it one more time this year, and I think that ought to do it. So I got to show you guys something that I actually have been doing. I've had this blend in here. This looks kind of gross, all right? But let me tell you, if you're blending tobacco, the first thing is whatever you put in the jar, write down exactly the recipe, or what's going to happen to you, you're going to come across something great that you really love, and then you're going to be like, shit, I don't remember what I put in it. So back on 2/10 of 2024, so we're talking, what's that, 9-10 months ago, I made this blend called RPG number 64, Custard's Last Stand. And I'll tell you what's in it. It has 7 parts Cornell and Deal Latakia, made for blending, so it's pure. 3 parts Cornell and Deal Bright Virginia, 1 part Oriental, and 1 part Black Cavendish, 1 part Perique, and I soaked it in rum. It's been soaking in rum for 9 months. And I'd come home, shake the jar up, blah, 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 blah. And sometimes I'd take a pinch out of it, set it on my cutting board to let it dry out to smoke. And then it was like dry and brittle. And the reality of it is, if you're going to infuse like rum or whiskey or bourbon in your tobacco, it's a high alcohol content. So you may have moist tobacco. What's going to happen is that alcohol is going to saturate the tobacco, and it's going to bind with the water molecules. So when you put it out to dry it out, it's going to be bone dry. So I'll show you what I have. Yeah, I've got probably close to 2 ounces here, and it's on the cutting board. I don't want to dump it over, and it's drying. And I know when it's fully dry, I'm going to leave this out till it's bone dry. It just reeks of rum. And this has been sitting out for at least an hour and a half. But it's going to be dry, real dry. That alcohol is going to evaporate, which is already connected to the water molecules, and they're going to evaporate into the air. My whole room, kitchen smells like rum. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it back in. I'm going to use my rehydration buttons. Then I'm going to rehydrate it after the alcohol is all evaporated, and it's hopefully going to retain the flavor of the rum. We're going to take a break for a second because I got to pee. We'll be back in a nanosecond. Alrighty, so we're back, yeah. So this Jacob's Ladder from 1983, that's what you'd call probably a semi-rare blend. I mean, you're not going to be able to go online and find that. You're just not. Man, that's so good. Oh, man. I love this blend, Isaac. This is a Latakia bomb. It is like, I don't know if it's pure Latakia. I don't know. That's all I'm tasting, though. And it's good. Oh, man. So we had 9. We had 12 pipes go out this week. All to be delivered by Tuesday. Man, I'm smoking the shit out of this. So I have a special request from a lady friend of mine that actually Garrett Crozier introduced me to. And in talking to her, she actually has she has about 100 pipes. Then I took a little 19-second video of my living room. I got to show you my living room, all right? Why not? Okay. You guys are probably going to laugh and be like, oh my God. But yeah, so we've got in the living room here, we have blends here. We've got blends over there. That desk is covered in blends. So's that rack. Blends there. A plethora of blends all strewn over my countertop. That's what I got going on. And then that doesn't even count the blends on this kitchen table. This is where I do all my pipe work. Look at that. Isn't that horrible? Couldn't even have dinner here if you wanted to for Thanksgiving. Well, obviously I'd clean it all up and stuff like that, but yeah, so we probably have like 30 different blends there, on top of it. And That's not even counting all the blends that I have upstairs. Yeah. So I sent that little video showing the living room, and this young lady that Garrett introduced me to, pipe smoker, beautiful lady. She's 38, lives in Seattle, Washington, and she's like, oh, I want that. And I was like, you want that for what? To organize it? I mean, you just can't have like everyday people over in your living room when it looks like that. It looks like pipesandcigars.com exploded in my house. But anyways, at least you get a feel for what I do here. Yeah. Oh, God. Can't believe I showed you guys my kitchen table. Yeah. We're going to take a break for a nanosecond, and we'll be right back. All right, so we've graduated to a cigarette. Yeah. Another nail in the coffin. I'll tell you what, though. Whoo! This Jacobs Latakia, man, like I said, I did the rehydration, put a couple in the bottom, couple in the middle, couple on top, let it sit for a few days, 3 days, mixed it all up. It seemed like after I mixed it up with my hands in a clean stainless steel bowl that it was at the right H2O that I wanted, the right, I don't know, it's where I wanted it to be. And then I put it in here, let it sit for 2 days, and just equalize. And man, that's a kick-ass blend. Isaac, if you got any more of that blend, man, I'll freaking buy it from you. That is one kick-ass blend. So this young lady that Garrett introduced me to, she's like, will you make me a pipe? And I said, yeah. And I says, do you want me to make it a turquoise color? She's like, no, I want a red one. I was like, well, I got maroon stain. You don't want fire engine red. Like, maroon will be fine. So we're going to make her a special pipe. I got to talk to her some more to see if she wants like the jumbo monster billiard or, regular billiard or, kind of like a Canadian style. I don't know. Whatever. I'm just happy to have the next 2 days off. I work my ass off 9-10 hours a day. Well, that's our Friday night smoke together, my friends. Hope you truly enjoyed it. Hope you learned a little about the rehydration process. Yeah. The only way to store your pipe tobacco is in ball mason jars. That's just the only way to do it. After you pop that tin, if you don't put it in a ball mason jar, you're going to be unhappy. You go to reach for that tin and you think it's going to your tobacco's going to be safe in that, you're wrong. It'll last for maybe about a month in that, you know. And that's going to dry out. Anyways, Paul the Pipe Guy's got things to do. Hope you enjoyed our Friday night smoke together. Love one another. Thank God Trump got elected. Over and out.